Alright, so we have Dalcha Lungiambula, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because I feel like it's Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault. Anyway, I'll just call him Marc from here on, Marc-Andre. So he has a 5-inch height advantage, does Marc-Andre, and Dalcha somehow still has a 3-inch reach advantage, which is incredible. That's incredibly long arms for Dalcha's height. So break down the strike into these two. So for Barriault, I think it is Barriault. So I am gonna just go all in on that and just call him Barriault. And it could look really stupid at the end of this video when I call him Barriault 1,000 times, and that's not how he says his name, but it is what it is. So break down the striking. So Barriault, he comes in with that constant forward pressure. He looks to really grind down guys, you know, break them with that forward pressure. Always, you know, coming forward, crashing into the clinch. Keeps that guard up at distance, you know, high guard. He crashes forward with a 1-2. He has quite slow hand speed, but, you know, it's not really something he relies on. He does telegraph his entries a little bit because he level changes and he dips quite significantly when he is going to throw that right hand, or even when he throws the jab, honestly. When he throws anything, he's level changing. And he does just charge himself into the clinch quite a bit, where Lungiambula, he bites on feints quite a bit, and he also is very easily backed up onto the fence. So it's not hard to back Dalcha up onto the fence, but when Dalcha's against the fence, you know, he's quite dangerous. You got to watch out for his punches, because I think I've seen him in a fight where he's trapped against the fence, and he just starts swinging haymakers, and I think he put the guy out cold. I think I'm remembering that correctly. Taped this one like months ago. So Barriault does need to watch out for that big right hook when Dalcha is trapped against the fence. But Barriault, as I said before, crashes into the clinch. In the clinch, he looks to, you know, get like a necktie and then just start, or collar tie, sorry, and then just start like throwing dirty boxing uppercuts, dirty boxing hooks, you know, make it real ugly in the pocket, like chest to chest, just throwing, you know, really short punches. It's more like frame off shots when he is getting pushed against the fence, or when he's pushing someone against the fence. He's just kind of, you know, leaning back and then throwing his elbow back into them, or, you know, leaning back just enough space so he can fit in one uppercut. And then he's, you know, back into the clinch, back into the grind. But yeah, he looks to grind on opponents. For Dalcha, his striking style, you know, he comes in with a burst of punches, and then he's back out at range to recoup for the next burst. Like, he's not like a volume striker. He's a guy that's going to burst in and then save himself for his next burst. And his offense does come in bursts. And he swings with everything. Like, he swings with every part of his body. Like, literally, it's the most unusual telegraph I've ever seen, but his leg muscle fibers will flare up when he's about to throw. So when he's about to put weight on his lead leg, you can see the muscles in his thigh just kind of, you know, flare up a little bit and really define themselves, and that's when you know he's about to throw a punch. So the guy's just an absolute specimen. You know, he's 1% body fat probably, and, you know, just crazy specimen. But yeah, mostly it's the blitzes, the blitz 2-3, the blitz 1-2s. While he is blitzing in, he does have his chin in the air and his hands nowhere near his face, because he is blitzing in, throwing punches, so he's not really thinking about defense. He's just thinking about complete offense, trying to bulldoze you over. So that's basically the striking of Dalcha Lungiambula. So, breaking down the grappling of these two, Dalcha comes from that judo background, which isn't the most effective base for MMA. You know, the majority of the techniques that you want to use need a gi to work at a good clip. And, you know, you have seen him slip through a few techniques and just end up in inferior positions. But he does like the inside leg trip from the clinch, and he's pretty good at ending up on top in a scramble. Obviously very athletic, able to react a lot quicker than, you know, his less athletic opponent is able to. And he definitely has a big athleticism advantage over Barriault. But when Lungiambula gets you down, he looks to sit in guard, sit in half guard, kind of lay and pray type of style. Looks for control and then short ground and pound shots. Doesn't really posture up, put too much meaning behind the ground and pound shots. He's mostly just looking for control. He also has a nice double leg lift on the fence, you know, gets underneath the hips, lifts the opponent up and dumps them in the middle of the cage. But Barriault, he's not the easiest guy to get down. Like, he has decent hips when defending a double leg. He will eventually succumb to chain wrestling. Like, you got to chain wrestle him if you want to get him down. He's got decent takedown defense, and he's very hard to hold down as well. He's got good get-ups. And for Barriault, his clinch game is improving. He does have very good head placement in the clinch. You know, he controls the clinch whenever he's in the clinch. He's very good at that. But he can be too, like, passive in the clinch and just, like, lose position that way. Like, he'll barely hand fight. He focuses on head position too much and he won't hand fight. And then he'll lose the underhook battle and then he gets turned on the fence. But it is improving, you know, in recent fights. Well, in a few fights ago, like, he was just getting controlled against the fence basically the entire fight. But he is improving, it does seem like, and he is learning from his mistakes, which is good. And for Lungiambula, off his back, he just seems like a fish out of water. Like, he just tries to use brute strength to get back to his feet, and he just tries to explode. No technique to his get-ups, just pure explosion. So how these guys win fights? So for Dalcha, he's very strong, very physically strong, and he's very powerful. For Barriault, he's durable and he's gritty as well. How these guys lose fights? So for Barriault, he is a slow starter and he's usually giving up the speed advantage basically every fight. Here too as well, I think he's giving up the speed advantage, but he's, you know, not the fastest guy, not the most fast twitch athlete you've ever seen. And for Dalcha, he's got low volume and poor pacing. Like, his energy expenditure is just very front loaded and it's generally at the start of a fight and then he slows down. Path to victory for these two. So for Barriault, start faster than you usually would. You know, you can't just keep giving away the first round like that and the first half of the second round, like you did in the, what's his name, the Zaitar fight. You just can't do that. Look to feint to draw the right hand counter out of Dalcha once you do have him near the fence, and then, you know, get in the pocket, start landing dirty boxing uppercuts. Dalcha had a lot of trouble breaking the Muay Thai plum clinch of Perez when he did get that, so maybe look for the Muay Thai plum clinch. Also just look for the collar ties and just dirty boxing uppercuts. You know, he might not be able to break out of it. Watch out for the counter 2 when he's on the fence, because that's what he throws, the counter 2, the counter right hook, so yeah, watch out for that. If you are going to clinch, make sure his back is onto the cage, and you're not being controlled in the clinch. Make sure you control the clinch. Also look for knees to the body to wear him out once you are in the clinch. And for Dalcha, on the feet, look for the counter 2 when he closes distance. You know, his head is there to be hit, so look for that. Also, if he goes for low kicks, look to counter with an overhand right or a straight right. But yeah, look to get Barriault on his back. Control that initial scramble of Barriault and, you know, just focus on that. And then you can look to control him on the mat after that, because he does have very good initial scramble. So you got to control that first. And then, you know, it's a bit easier from there on. And for Barriault, in regards to the grappling, don't accept bottom position, get back to your feet immediately. Also, if he's gassed, look to try and take him down, because I don't think he's very good off his back. Also, look for that reactive double when he does come blitzing in. So when he goes for his blitzes, look to level change, take him down, get in top position. So how I see this fight going? So I feel like this is quite a similar matchup to Marc-Andre Barriault's last fight against Azatar. It's an explosive guy who's dangerous but tends to fade more as the fight goes on and the round wears on. Generally, success for these guys are very front loaded, so at the early part of the round or the early part of the fight. Although I must say, Dalcha is much more dangerous than Azatar, and he has a much better grappling game. So how do I think Barriault will fare? Barriault likes to go in close, he likes to fight in close, but Dalcha's going to be swinging with everything with his overhands. That can put anyone's lights out, really. But Barriault, he's stupid durable. You know, Dalcha's going to be landing a lot. He's going to be landing a few shots on his chin, like, for sure, because Barriault is there to be hit, and Dalcha does have power. But if he can eat those shots and keep marching forward, then I believe Barriault will just simply out-volume him, outwork him, dominate him in the clinch. You know, a typical Marc-Andre Barriault gritty grind fest type of performance. Like, Barriault isn't the easiest guy to take down, and even if Dalcha does manage to get him down, I would be surprised if Barriault just lets Dalcha lay on top of him. He's not the type of guy that accepts bottom position without a fight, so he's going to be looking to get back to his feet immediately. He's going to be looking to make Dalcha work for his takedowns, and also work to obtain, or, you know, maintain top position. So I don't think Dalcha's going to get too much meaningful top control time in this fight. I think Barriault, sorry, is going to make Dalcha work really hard for the takedowns, and in time just kind of gas Dalcha Lungiambula out. I do think Barriault does grind him down. I think Barriault wins the decision. I think maybe he drops the first round in typical Barriault fashion. But I do think he wins the decision over the next 2 rounds, and he wins the contest 29-28. Alright, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Prediction is Marc-Andre Barriault. I can't remember if I said decision or TKO. I'll go decision. Yeah, I'll go decision. Wow, they think this fight's going to end inside the distance as well. Yeah, they think this is going to be a violent... I don't think this is going to be a violent card at all. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see. Marc-Andre Barriault, the price is too steep right now. He just won't put his stamp on a fight. But I do think he pulls away late, so it might be a good live bet opportunity. Probably get a better price on Marc-Andre Barriault. Dalcha will probably have a good first round, and then kind of slow down a little bit. Barriault kind of picks up steam as the fight goes on. And Barriault decision again. These are just wide decision lines, honestly.